Many issues with relationships are actually issues with communication. And if you take a step back, most of the time if there's been a communication breakdown, the relationship suffers. It's important to remember that communication involves both speaking and listening. Unfortunately, many people forget the listening part, and if you're an active listener, you have got access to an unlimited amount of information and insight. If you have a relationship that's not working, my first suggestion would be to listen. Find out what's going on with that person. It's not always about you making your point. More often, it's about understanding where they're coming from and finding a solution. Communication is both verbal and nonverbal, and most people are surprised to find out that in fact the verbal content, the words you use, are only 7%. That means 93% of a message is nonverbal. That means body language, tone, context, emphasis, all of those things together create the message that the person receives. This is incredibly important because I believe people rely way too much on email, and email is two-dimensional. A lot of people end up reading in the tone. What did they mean by that? Was I supposed to emphasize this or was I supposed to emphasize that? It can create a lot of miscommunication. So it's important that you evaluate what is the right method for you to communicate with someone. If it is sensitive, if it is complex, if it involves multiple people, it is always better to have voice-to-voice or even better, face-to-face communication. Finally, when it comes to communication, one of the best things you can do is clarify. Regardless of whether you've had a conference call or a meeting or just a casual discussion in the hall, if an agreement has been made in your mind, you need to clarify it with the other person. Doesn't matter whether it's action items, whose responsibility, a deadline, a budget. Summarize the conversation by clarifying those points to make sure everybody's on the same page. This will help you avoid a lot of miscommunication down the line. With proactive attention and clear communication, you can enjoy the benefits, the many benefits, of productive and positive work relationships.